What's up, amigos? It's the Prodigy Maker Minute with yours truly, Chris Lewitt. As you may know, I'm the former #1 for Cornell University, pro circuit player, elite junior development coach, and author and educator, author of The Secrets of Spanish Tennis and the Tennis Technique Bible. On this Prodigy Maker Minute, I wanted to talk briefly about Carlos Alcaraz. I was reading a great blog and post by Emilio Sanchez, the famous Spanish player and Spanish coach. And Emilio has a very good tennis academy called the Emilio Sanchez Academy, which you may have heard of. He has a number of academies around the world, especially the original in Barcelona. And Emilio is a very astute observer of Spanish tennis and tennis in general. And he describes Alcaraz as the 4-in-1, which I think is a very interesting observation and something that other commentators have talked about. But Emilio, and you can look up this blog post that he has, it's on his website, his academy website, and academy blog. But he talks about how Alcaraz embodies the qualities of the big four. And the big four are Andy Murray, Roger Federer, Novak Djokovic, and Rafael Nadal. And the way that he sees it, he talks about how special Carlos Alcaraz is and how exciting he is and the passion that he brings to the game. And he talks about some of the reasons why he's so impressed with Alcaraz and why he thinks that people are magnetized by him and people are exhilarated by watching Carlos Alcaraz. He's a very exciting player to watch. And one of the reasons is because he combines these qualities of the big four that came before him. And Rafael Nadal is still competing. Andy Murray and Djokovic are still competing. Federer has retired. But in general, the four qualities that he talks about are, let's take Murray, for example. He says that Alcaraz has the tactical sense and the court awareness that Andy Murray had. And Murray was one of the players who used to train in Spain at the then Sanchez Casal Academy. And he says that Alcaraz has that same court sense, that same court awareness, and that same intelligence tactically that Andy Murray used to display. And he talks about how Alcaraz moves. He moves like Djokovic. He has this incredible agility. He's flexible. When he moves and defends on the court, especially, he reminds Emilio Sanchez of Novak Djokovic. The speed and the fluency and the agility and flexibility that he displays is very much like Djokovic. And he talks about how he has the technique of Federer, that his forehand grip is remarkably close to Federer's, and something that Sanchez didn't talk about in his blog post, but something that I've written about. I wrote an article for Tennis Player magazine talking about Alcaraz's grip and how it's a relatively conservative forehand grip, which allows him the flexibility to drop shot in a disguised way. He doesn't have to shift his grip sometimes to make a forehand drop shot, which is very relatively unique and cool and effective. And Federer and Alcaraz have very similar forehands in that respect, in terms of grip and compact nature and the way they strike the ball and the way they use the forehand as a weapon. And just in general, Alcaraz has very clean technique, very good skills that, by the way, he developed playing against the wall when he was a kid in Spain. He used to, his original coach would have him work out and hit thousands of balls against the wall. So, by the way, guys, a very good advertisement, a very good living proof that the wall is one of the best ways to train. Alcaraz used to train a lot on the wall, and he honed his technique against the wall when he was young. This is way before he went to the Equilite Juan Carlos Ferrero Academy, because that was only in 2018 when he was 15, 16. So the fourth aspect is that he has the mind of Rafa. And Emilio Sanchez is so impressed with his, not just his character, but his passion for the game, his fighting spirit, his never say die attitude. all the attributes that is very common across Spain. Spanish players are very famous for this, for their warrior spirit, and something that I talked about a lot in my book, The Secrets of Spanish Tennis. But Emilio Sanchez says that his mind is very, very close to Nadal in that respect. And I just thought that's just a fascinating analysis. It's called the 4-in-1. You can look up the entire blog post and check it out, but I loved it. And I think it's just an example of how intelligent and insightful that Emilio Sanchez is in regards to tennis, and in this case, Carlos Alcaraz in Spanish tennis. 4-in-1. Carlos Alcaraz embodies the technique of Roger Federer, the mental aspects of Rafael Nadal, the movement of Djokovic, and the tactical sense, the tactical awareness of Andy Murray. I thought that was interesting, and I wanted to share it with you guys. If you enjoy this Prodigy Maker Minute, please consider watching my big show, The Prodigy Maker Show. It's also a podcast. We'll be coming out with new episodes very shortly for 2023. Happy New Year, everyone, and I'll see you guys on the next program.